Hi there, this is Elaine Jarvis and I'm coming to you from Front Royal, Virginia. I wanted to talk a little bit about transgender and parental rights and how at this point in our society there's some conflict between the two. Let me be clear, we at Jarvis Law and those clients that we serve on these issues are very welcoming and very much loving towards gays, transgender folks. Our position and our place in all of the litigation that's going on around the country comes from a position of love and acceptance. Now, we are working on parental notification directly as it is affected by educational law. And now in Virginia, the way it's working out is if your child wants to change their pronouns as a parent, you don't even have the right to be notified. And that has created a lot of problems for some of our plaintiffs, particularly one for whom we're going to be bringing a national lawsuit within the next couple of weeks. That's the Sage Blair case. But we're very lucky to be in Virginia and not to be in California or Washington State at this point as parents who love their kids, who want to affirm their kids, who want to protect their kids, who want to guide their kids, and who also want to have a role in raising their children. So in Washington, there is Senate Bill 5999. It's now headed to Governor Jay Inslee's, I hope I got his name right, his desk for a signature. Now, normally when a teen runs away and arrives at a shelter, staff have to notify the parents, unless there's evidence of abuse or neglect. This bill, 5999, carves out two more exceptions. Teens that are seeking gender-affirming or reproductive health care. Those teens can ask that their parents not be notified. Now, just imagine what that looks like as a parent. All parents, including myself, tend to get an incredible amount of anxiety when the phone rings at 12 o'clock and it's their kids. But the worst thing that can happen, the one thing that's worse than that is it's not our kid. It's someone calling to say that our kid is missing. If our kid can run away to a shelter and tell the shelter that they're thinking about having a gender affirmation or hormone treatment or even surgery. So in Washington, if your kid runs away and lands in a shelter and has any sort of issues of confusion about their gender, they can just tell the shelter they don't want to come home. And it's actually possible that legally you could never see your kid again. To me, that's the worst nightmare and the worst nightmare type scenario of any of the laws in our country. We're fighting in Virginia to make sure that just as when our kid needs to take aspirin or get our permission to go on a field trip, that if our child wants to change their pronouns and change how they're treated at school, that we receive notification. So that's the gist of what we're looking at. Again, I'm grateful to be living in the Commonwealth of Virginia where our parental rights are still recognized. And we're going to keep fighting for that throughout Virginia as time goes past. Thank you very much for listening. This is Elaine Jarvis coming to you from Front Royal, Virginia.